friends, today we will be seeing the gross anatomical features of the liver. Now what we see here in the tray, these are the liver specimens. Now basically liver is the largest gland of the body. It is highly vascular organ, reddish brown in color, soft, solid and friable. Now when we see the situation of the liver in the abdominal cavity, major part of the liver lies in the right hypochondriac region, a part of it lying in the epigastric region, and some part of the left lobe lies in the left hypochondriac region. And when the liver enlarges inferiorly, a part of it may also lie in the right lumbar region. So that's the situation of the liver. Then we see what is the shape of the liver. Now as you can see here, the liver is wedge shaped with the broad base or the broad border lying towards the right side. Then we see what is the weight of the liver. Now an adult liver in males weighs between 1.4 to 1.8 kilograms, while in females it weighs between 1.2 and 1.4 kilograms. Now let us see what are the morphological features. Now when we talk of surfaces and borders of the liver has basically two surfaces, the parietal surface and the visceral surface. The parietal surface is further divided into anterior surface, superior surface, right lateral surface and a posterior surface. These surfaces are not demarcated by clear-cut borders. The anterior surface is sort of continuous with the superior surface and also continuous with the right lateral surface. While if we see the posterior surface is demarcated from the superior surface by the posterior-superior border, and similarly this posterior surface is demarcated from the inferior surface by the postero-inferior border. So here we see two borders, postero-superior border and postero-inferior border, which separate the posterior surface from the superior and the inferior surfaces. This inferior surface is nothing but the visceral surface of the liver, and what we see here is the most prominent border of the liver, which is the inferior border. Thus, we say that the liver has five surfaces: anterior surface, superior surface, right lateral surface, posterior surface and the inferior and or visceral surface, and three borders: postero-superior border, postero-inferior border and the sharp inferior border. Now let us see the relations of these surfaces. When we talk of the anterior surface relations can be studied as relations on the right side, relations on the intermediate area and relations on the left side. Now on the right side, this major area is going to be related to the ribs on the right side, that is the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th ribs with the intercostal spaces in between, and of course the diaphragm separating these structures. The central area is related to the xiphoid process, and below that directly rests behind the anterabdominal wall, whereas the left part is going to be related to the left costal margin and the 7th and the 8th ribs on the left side and the intercostal spaces between them separated by some part of the diaphragm. Those are relations of the anterior surface. The superior surface is convexo-concavo-convex, related to the diaphragm, the right copula of diaphragm, the central area related to the cardiac depression, and some part of the left copula of the diaphragm, which separates the liver from the right lung and the right pleural cavity. On the left side, the left lung and the left pleural cavity, and the central cardiac area wherein the fibrous pericardium separates it from the inferior surface of the heart. Then we go on to study the relations of the right lateral surface. This is related to the diaphragm, and outer to that would be the ribs, the 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th ribs, and the intercostal spaces. Between these two structures, the upper one-third will also be related to the lower border of the right lung and the lower limit of the pleural cavity. The middle one-third will be related to the costo-diaphragmatic recess of pleura, and the lower one-third, the diaphragm, will directly be related laterally to the 10th rib. Then we go on to see the posterior surface. This posterior surface, when we start from the right and go towards the left, this here is the bare area of the liver related to the diaphragm. Next comes the groove for IVC, wherein we see the inferior vena cava. Next comes the caudate lobe of the liver. Next is the fissure for the ligamentum venosum, and leftmost is the groove for the esophagus. These structures are relations of the posterior surface. Now let us see the relations of the visceral or the inferior surface. We start from here. This area is related to the esophagus. Then this entire thing, this depression, is related to the stomach. As we go more towards the right, it will be the pyloric part of the stomach, and then some part of first part of duodenum. Just here below and to the left of the porta hepatis will be the relation of the lesser omentum, which is also known as the tuber omentale. Then we come back this side. This area here is going to be related to the right kidney, and above that the right suprarenal gland. And this area below here is going to be related to the hepatic flexure of colon. This groove for IVC will be related to the inferior vena cava, and here the fossa for the gallbladder will show the relation of the gallbladder. So these are the relations of the inferior surface or the visceral surface. What we also see here is the porta hepatis, wherein we see structures entering and leaving the liver. These structures from anterior to posterior are right and left hepatic ducts along with the cystic duct. Then is right and left branch of the hepatic artery, and posterior most is right and left division of the portal vein. Those are structures seen at the porta hepatis.